All right, you're looking live at Generation to Generation Cowboys and Sports Talks. I'm the host, DJ. I tell you what, and I have my co-host, my dad, Cowboy Joe, and this is episode 9, I believe. And so today we're gonna have a few topics. We're gonna talk about the Cowboys are getting ready to play the New Orleans Saints. It's gonna be our first home game. It's a noon kickoff, and we got a few things that we want to discuss. And um, so let's get it.
Welcome to the show, and got a big game coming up on Sunday. The Who that's going to try to take over the stadium. So I have a good friend of mine, and she's a Cowboys club. They travel all around the country going to Cowboy games, and they when they go to away games, they call it a takeover. And they were in Cleveland on last Sunday, so shout out to Miss Jeanette and her Cowboy club brought home a victory. So what's going to happen this Sunday is the Who Dat Nation is going to try to take over AT&T. So we got to be
Mm.
ready.
And they here. Who that nation is always prevalent in in Texas. They're here everywhere. I don't know
Hmm.
how. Well, I know why that is, but
Yeah.
they're here, and so shout out to them. We got some friends that are Who that nation, but
Oh yeah,
come
definitely.
come Sunday they're gonna have to go down, and they really think they're good this year. I don't know why they really just I don't know they being overzealous. They think they're good. They got what's his name, Derek Carr, and he didn't had a good game. And to me, he's the most average quarterback in the league. If you had to ask me what's the definition of average, I would say Derek Carr. If I'd say if they better than Derek Carr, they good, and if they worse than Derek Carr, they bad. Derek Carr isn't either. He's just average.
Now, when they beat us on Thanksgiving a couple of years ago, was that Jason Garrett? Was he the coach or was that Mike McCarthy? I can't remember. They
That's a
beat us
good
in
question.
overtime, and Derek Carr was the quarterback of the Raiders. They got Anthony Brown on like 4
Oh yeah.
interference calls, and we really could have won that game. And
I think that was the first game. I think that was the first McCarthy year, if I'm not mistaken.
it was.
I think so. I'm gonna look it up right
Yeah.
now.
But yeah, he was his strategy for that game was really he was just dropping back, just throwing the ball deep, looking for a call, and he was getting it. I mean, we had like 4 or 5 real big PIs in that game. It really cost us a game. Probably the worst game of Brown's career.
Yeah, that that was his worst game of his career, and they were and we were really I was really high on him that year, and that kind of messed his trajectory up.
Hmm.
I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it.
But
We know what.
what's different about this version of the Saints is they're running the Mike Shanahan offense. So one of the Kubiak fam is the coordinator for the Saints. So this really will be a tune-up game for us playing the 49ers because historically Mike Zimmer has been one of the most successful coaches against that offense. So this is going to give us a preview of what Zimmer can do to counter that offense. Dan Quinn, he had mixed results. I would say the first 2 times we played the 49ers, our defense, they played good enough for us to win a game, especially the second time. And we met them again last year. It was a blowout, but that was really because of Mike McCarthy just not having a good feel for what he was going to do with the offense. That was the game. CD didn't really have much activity. Definitely, we're not going to, cook. So we kind of found our footing after that. So this will be a tune-up for we play the 49ers later on in the season. So I'm looking to see, how Zimmer is going to attack the Saints offense. And they put up a lot of points last week. They played Carolina.
Yeah, they play Carolina. They put up a lot of points. They did well, and the running back had Alvin Kamara had a good game. He looked like old Alvin Kamara. Um, but it is like you said. This is a tune-up game for that offense, that West Coast, that Shanahan tree offense, the Rams, don't do McVay come from that tree as well, right? Oh no, he don't. He come from the other. No, he do come from that tree. He do come from that tree.
Yeah, so
Um,
McVay, Shanahan, they were on the Commanders coaching staff
yeah.
together,
Hmm. Correct.
and Green Bay's coach,
Yes, sir. Hmm.
Cincinnati's coach. So
Yep.
yeah, they're all off
So
the same
that
tree.
whole little, yeah, that whole little tree every year, um, the 49ers are arch nemesis. We fall victim to that playbook, to that scheme. And so, Zim is getting a lot of credit because he is who he is. It was a plus hire, and it looked like it week one. Now I will say, um, you wanna knock on wood. You don't wanna overdo it. This will be a good test, but last week, the Browns had some key players inactive, and we took advantage of that. And I think we'll do the same this week. The Saints have a couple of players that's supposed to be inactive as well, and they have Lattimore, who is questionable to suit up tomorrow. So even if he plays, he's not going to be at 100%. And they got Kool-Aid McKinstry, their cornerback. He's supposed to be pretty good, but you know,
Alabama, right?
hmm and so we have CD and Dak, and when we say they are the best tandem in the league, we're not. Oh, we're not making that up. Last year they were the best tandem in the league. They had the most receptions. They had the most touchdowns. So that's what you're going up against. And as we can see last week, they didn't miss a beat. And
Mm-mm.
I like the way they're even talking right now. Um, Dak has got his chest out. He said that he think that him and CD can be better than Jerry Rice and with
Oh, he
Steve
said that's
Young.
what Jack said.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah.
So when you saying stuff like that, and you getting recommend you getting recognized from the rest of the league as one of the top players in the NFL, and one of the top quarterbacks, one of the top top receivers, and you playing like it, and you feeling like it. That's what they gonna play like tomorrow. I would be surprised if we see a deer in the headlight uh, type
So
of Dak
you don't
tomorrow.
think it's a trap game?
I think it's a trap game. However, I think that they are aware that it's a trap game, and they're gonna just do what they're supposed to do. I think that that's the type of mentality that this team have. They understand that this is a trap game. We will go out here, we will lose if we play around, and they're not gonna do that. They're gonna be focused. What I
So one
think.
thing I want to see McCarthy do is, there has to be somebody telling him that he needs to kind of look at his running scheme and the way he's using the running backs. Watching that 49er game Monday night, just the way Shanahan just schemes the running lanes open. Now McCarthy, the last adjustment that he needs to make is he needs to make some adjustments on the blocking scheme and the way he's using the running backs. And because everybody wants to see Deuce Vaughn get involved, but he really can't do anything when he's just running up the A gap. Okay, and Zeke, that's kind of not really, probably at this point in his career, he's good for the short yardage and goal line, but Zeke is more like the third down back, like we've been talking about. So it's been a lot of talk this week about them. McCarthy mentioned it too about Dalvin Cook. So we're gonna this will be another look at our running game just to see how it plays out. Defensively, the Saints are kind of they good up front. So I just want to see. I want to see some, you know, some new plays and some innovation in this running game, other than just handing the ball to the running back on going up the A gap, just getting 1 and 2 yards. And so I want to just kind of see how that's going to play out.
And to piggyback off of that, I'm looking at the practice report and the injury report. So you got Kalen Saunders. They're starting D tackle. He's out. He's not playing. And then you have DeMarco Jackson, their starting linebacker. He's not playing. So to
Mm.
piggyback on what you said, this is going to be one of those games to where number one, you probably gonna get out a little early, and then number two, you're gonna have a good opportunity to keep them off of balance because you're gonna be able to run. You should be able to run the ball, so you keep them off balance. This gonna be one of them games where they're not gonna know if you're gonna run it or pass it because you're gonna have success doing both early. You should have success doing both early. Any other team would have success running the ball on them, um, especially with our offensive line and those two rookies had a dominant performance last week for us. We have um, what's the rookies? I'm no one going mind blank.
Oh, Tyler Guyton.
Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe.
BB, yeah.
They were balling, and they are really good at opening up run lanes. Everybody wants to see Deuce Vaughn get involved. Everybody wants to see all the backs get involved. And the Zeke thing, to me, another problem that I have with McCarthy, it goes back to what you were saying about the the thought process behind the running game. What I want to see him have taken mind is I want to see him deploy the running backs different. Like Zeke, we all know that Zeke came out and he's fresh. He got 4 yards of carry. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. But in this NFL and on this teams, particularly if we're gonna have a running back averaging 4 yards a carry, I would rather that be down the stretch than for it to be right now, because we all know that Zeke is not going to average 4 yards a carry in week 13. That's just not likely. And right now he's fresh. He's excited, but I would minimize his usage if I were the coach. I would minimize his usage and let some of these young backs get up in there and get those and get most of the reps. And like you said, I would have him out there on third down and short yardage, but how he deploys the running backs is my key thing. It's just like not only do you need to change the running game, but you need to change up who's running in the running game. You need to change it up. You need to have everybody else out there rotating. And Zeke should only be in on third down and short yardage. The goal is to keep your running back fresh for the end of the season because we all know how they do with Zeke. Zeke could get hurt and they'll be putting Zeke out there. He'll be playing hurt.
Now, Rico, yeah. No, we can't do that this year. At the minute, the second that Zeke gets injured in any kind of way, he needs to sit. And
Right.
Rico had some really good runs, but again, it's just the way you're using him. I think Rico, if you use him correctly, he has a burst. He has that burst that we need. I was watching the 49ers Monday night. You could put any running back in that offense, and they would be successful. Rico would be picking up yards in that offense. Just our scheme that we're having some issues with. Let's get into this. There was some talk about the third receiver. I'm just convinced that Flournoy should be the third receiver. He has the running skills that we need, the rack potential. He just looks like a playmaker, somebody that needs to be involved in. We saw Brooks with a couple of catches Sunday. To me, he looks kind of, we're not trying to throw him under the bus, but he doesn't look really coordinated. He caught the ball kind of going toward the left sideline, kind of jerky looking the way he was running. And the way he was carrying the ball, it just didn't look fluid to me. And then Tolbert, we really don't see Tolbert getting any rack plays. Tolbert caught a pass going out of bounds right before the half. That was getting ready to set up the 60-yard field goal, which he made, and they called that penalty. But I'm still of the mindset that Flournoy should get some opportunities to be that third receiver, and I'm thinking that he wasn't active Sunday.
Did we ever find an inactive list for the last weekend?
No, we didn't, because we was traveling really during the game. But they normally talk about it before the game. But Flournoy needs to be active, and I don't know why they just have it in their mind that Brooks is the guy. And again, if Brooks is your fourth or fifth receiver, I'm good with that. But Flournoy, he just has that rack potential that we need. And going back to the scheme and the way McCarthy is deploying players. He also
Mhm.
needs to use Turpin more in the passing game. Now, he threw Turpin a medicine ball Sunday. He's got Turpin running across the middle of the field in between two safeties and the linebackers, and he just got clocked. There's just no reason to have Turpin running that route. That's the
No,
kind
it
of
is.
route that if you're going to run that, you're going to run it to one of the other receivers. But you throw a ball like that to Turpin, and he gets just get clocked. So and people were saying, oh well, he dropped the ball. First of all, he shouldn't even be running that route. And I think
Mm,
the ball just kind of got up on him before he saw it, so it actually bounced off his chest. But that's not where you
yeah.
want to put Turpin in the passing game.
Mm,
So McCarthy needs to just
mm.
look at how he's deploying the players.
No, you're right. And
So
and
I think
Flournoy,
Flournoy is the guy.
yeah, he's the guy. He's gonna, man. I think he's gonna make that step. I think he's gonna eventually. But I mean, like that's one of the main gripes I have about McCarthy. We both have that gripe about McCarthy. He has talented players and he doesn't use them, and he doesn't use them correctly either. He has talented players that he doesn't use correctly. Now, what we're gonna see this weekend, in my opinion, I think we're gonna see a lot of the fullback. We're gonna see a lot of him because both of the tight ends are inactive. So we're gonna be out there with Schoon and because both of the tight John Stevens is inactive too. So they're gonna piggyback for what they're gonna keep doing what they were doing last week by having a fullback go out there and play tight end, which he can do. He's athletic enough to do it. He can block real good. He can catch real good. Um, so yeah, Flournoy, Andrew
You talking
Booth
about
was
Lukey.
inactive.
So
Yeah, Hunter
so
Lukey.
you've been wanting to see Lukey.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I be wanting to see Lukey because he's the
So
one.
who were
He an
they inactive
athlete.
last week?
Andrew Booth, Buddy Johnson, the linebacker.
Mm,
Flournoy, John Stevens, Willetsko, and Trey Lance.
Flournoy.
Yeah, Flournoy was inactive. So I don't know why
Okay.
they.
So yeah, we
They
got
don't,
to
I don't
get
know why they
we
favor
got to
him.
get Flournoy active.
And then to me, Brooks, he remind me of Terrence Williams, and
Yeah.
he ain't even that good. But I don't know. Flournoy to me, he's like a ready-made NFL player. He
Hmm.
got the size, he got the speed, he got the agility, he got the hands for it. He make plays. I don't
Hmm.
understand why he should be playing. He should be playing, no question. Jalen Brooks should not be playing over him. That's my opinion. Not trying to throw Jalen Brooks up under the bus, but there's no reason to me why Flournoy shouldn't be out there
So
playing
your, your
instead
your
of.
mic is freezing. Your screen and your mic is freezing up a little bit.
Yeah, yours is too. I don't know what that's about.
Hmm. You hear what I said?
Yours was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you hear me?
Mm.
Is it getting better? Is it
Yeah,
getting better?
it's going in and out a little bit. I'm just making sure I don't have another session. Yeah, you coming through good now.
Okay, yeah. So
You still kind of freezing a little bit.
yeah, I don't know what that's about, but we're gonna keep going. And then if it's too bad, we'll just edit it out. But if not, oh well, we'll just keep it going. Um, but yeah, Flournoy
Okay.
needs to play.
Yeah.
Flournoy needs to play, and we need to see him ASAP. He needs to get involved
Hmm.
early in the season. We don't need to see him week 10 after the bye and all this. We need to see him this week
Mm.
at at AT&T. Florida needs to be playing, and
Yeah.
and the running backs need to be playing too. Now, not just Zeke. We need to see Deuce Vaughn. Now, let's switch over to the defense again. Mike Zimmer understands the rivalry. He understands the game plan. Mike Zimmer understands that this is a Shanahan defense. I mean Shanahan offense. And he knows that this is gonna be a practice game for him to get a lock on Shanahan's scheme. I will predict that Micah gonna be flying all over the place and Zim gonna throw everything he got at Derek Carr. And they're gonna be so confused. I think that they're gonna have a good first quarter. The Saints is, They're gonna have a good first quarter. After that, it's gonna be a normal blowout game. That's what I think. I hope I'm right.
Yeah, with the people that they kind of have not playing, I'm thinking it's going to go that way. It's going to be a chess match for a couple of quarters, and I think we can just open up on them. I'm really not concerned about our offense. I'm really not. Uh,
Nah. And the reason why I'm not
we
worried
do
about
need
the
to
offense
just
either.
get some more players involved. Turpin and another receiver. We need to try to get our running game going. We need to try to get.
Yeah, we need to try to get our running game going. This is the opportunity that they have to get the running game going. And and McCarthy knows that. He knows that. So it's an obvious it's an obvious thing. Next this game coming up, we should be able to run the ball um all different kinds of ways. We shouldn't have to use just Zeke. We should be able to use all the running backs, and we should be able to move the ball consistently in the run game. And if we can't, then we know we got a problem because our offensive line is better than their defensive line. I mean, than their defensive line. And
Mhm.
um, we got Deuce, we got Zeke, we got a multitude of running backs. So we should be able to run the ball. I just don't see it. And if we don't run the ball, that just lets us know that we need to get in. We need to trade and get somebody in here because I don't think it's Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, this gonna be this. They're gonna look at the first 4 or 5 games and then make a decision on what they're gonna do. We gotta look at the trading deadline and when that is, and then just kind of see. But Ferguson is not playing, so they're gonna have to be more creative and get some more people involved. And hopefully that's Turpin and Lupke. Lupke is your guy. You really want to see him play, and so this will be another. This will be a week for him to. It's a couple of guys that I think could be in some situations where they step up, and then you know, like John Stevens is really unfortunate that he's not able to play because I think if John Stevens was active, he might be just really putting himself in a position to be the number 2. So he's kind of missing some opportunities, not being ready to play. With Ferg
Shoot.
being kind of banged up, and I don't think Ferg should play myself.
Nah, me neither. Mike McCarthy they gonna try to make Schoon make a score.
Yeah, they're gonna try to force the issue with Schoon, but we'll
Mhm.
we'll see. We'll see how that's gonna go.
Yeah, we gonna get to the goal line tomorrow. And they gonna be throwing it to school twice in a row. So
Well,
yeah,
hey, we ain't pulling against him, but
nah,
he
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 better step
just
up.
yeah he just it's kind of like Brooks. He just doesn't pop off the screen. He doesn't look athletic. My mindset is at this day and age, you got to have guys that have the athleticism and the you know the moves, the
Pizzazz.
hips, the pizzazz, the hips, the feet. Everything should be at this level. You shouldn't have guys out there just looking uncoordinated and just taking up space. And you're catching the ball, but every time you catch the ball, Brian Broaddus, shout out to Broaddus, he calls it fighting the ball when guys are not
Mhm.
really smooth catching.
It
Schoon, he
don't
fights the
flow.
ball.
He does.
He's not, he doesn't look natural to me when you're throwing the ball. If it's a 5 yard pass or a 15 yard pass, you can just tell he's not confident in catching the ball. He's just not. So when he catches the ball, what he's doing, he's trying to make sure that he get into where he needs to be, and then he's making sure that he actually makes the catch. And then once he makes the catch, it's almost like, okay, I caught the ball. Now I gotta make a move, and by then it's you on the ground.
See,
Yeah,
Ferguson, it's the exact opposite.
yeah,
Ferguson, it's just like he snagged the ball. It's the exact opposite. He be thinking about what he finna do next. He just
yeah,
snagging the ball, running this route, getting away from getting separation. That comes easy and natural to him. He does that, and
yeah.
he gone.
And
You know,
that's
and
and it's from day one. It just popped off the screen with Ferg.
we just seen it. And with John, just like with John Stevens, we
Mm-hmm.
seen that.
Yeah.
Preseason last year, it was just like, okay, who is that guy? He playing tight end. He gonna make the team, and he gonna be a player for us. So we just seen it straight
And a
up.
lot of people didn't like Dalton Schultz, but he was the same way. You just when he got a chance to play, when they
He just
finally got
popped.
rid of Witten, you knew he was just natural, and he
He was
made
the
it
guy.
look easy. But Schoon doesn't do that.
Nope. And then they want to holler about Schoon was supposed to be a blocking tight end. He don't do that good either,
He's average.
at best. So Lukey, it was doing good at his role last week. They had Lukey. Lukey know how to block. He know how to position his body right. The guy is an athlete. When you look at his highlight tape from college, he pop off the screen. He be making plays. So we're gonna see because he gonna get used tomorrow because Sunday because that's what's gonna happen. And you know how the Cowboys do. I have this thing in my mind to where I feel like they cater to a lot of the wrong things. They gonna cater to the fact that we at home and it's our first home game. So a lot of these players they gonna cater to them. Schoon, like Flournoy. If Flournoy is active on Sunday, then they gonna be trying to get him involved because it's his first home game, and it's just like, hey, we gonna get you involved, let you feel what this AT&T feel like. They do stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if some new faces come on the scene Sunday to show out, especially if we get up. We get up, yeah, nah, they gonna be playing, but they're gonna be trying to force the ball to school. That's happening. I hope Flournoy is active, and I don't know who they would have to X out for that to take place. Because if it's Brooks,
Probably,
then it's
probably
gonna be a no.
Brooks or a lineman. It might be Deuce. We'll see. Because Deuce
Yeah,
only played one snap,
yeah,
so we'll see.
and Deuce,
But
they need to get Deuce the ball, man. Because if you go and you get Deuce the ball in space, and then it's just like, man, he's not getting tackled on the on the first. He making the first and second guy miss off the top.
yeah,
So,
it's all about how they use him.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which
Well, you want to go
McCarthy?
ahead and wrap, and
Yeah,
we'll
yeah, yeah. We're
come
gonna
back
go
and
ahead
do
and
it
wrap it
more tomorrow.
just to make sure that we're gonna wrap a little early tonight. We're gonna make sure that the audio and the skipping wasn't too bad. And then so you all we are reaching our goals as far as getting these followers up. We got a lot of followers over these last few days out of nowhere. So we're on our way to 100. We're at like 70, I believe. So we appreciate all the subscribers and we appreciate everybody for watching. And y'all comment, like, and subscribe, and y'all stay tuned. We're gonna make a video tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, Texas play. So we're gonna drop a little video about Texas, and then we're gonna come back with the stamp as far as Cowboy. We're gonna talk about the Cowboys and figure out get hyped up for a Sunday. But we also gonna drop some stuff about University of Texas as well. Shout out to Colin Simmons, number 11. He got his first sack last week, and we were really excited about that. So
Hmm.
y'all comment, like, and subscribe, and y'all stay tuned.
Peace.
Peace.